rock and roll.
Well, damn it. Hello, and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I must have missed something. I hope you're having a good morning so far. It is I, the amazing Super Chris Mallard. Thank you for joining me this morning. Right, let me turn that off. Oops. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Kelly Laughlin is here with me. Rion Cultastic is wrestling her computer right now, trying to get it up and going, and she'll be here hopefully shortly. And we're going to do the thing. I hope you had a great weekend. We've got a busy week ahead of us. Lots of interesting things going to happen this week. We'll see whenever we get back. Have you guys tried atheism?
Life is complicated. These are trying times. There are many questions that need answering. Want to know what's going to help? Atheism. With atheism, you'll get rid of dogma, superstitions, and toxic thought patterns that are holding you back. You can drive while taking atheism, as well as use heavy machinery. In fact, drinking alcohol, fornicating, and Sunday mornings are far more enjoyable with atheism. However, there are side effects. Some evangelicals and fundamentalists will think you are possessed by the devil. But you don't have to worry, because you know the devil isn't real. Just like God. Wake up to your life. Believe in yourself. Believe in science. Atheism.
Hello, we are back. Yes. I left my coffee in the other room. You know, it's been one of those kind of days this morning, my friends. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Kelly Laughlin is with me already this morning. I've been doing some changes. Let me add Kelly up here if I can. I've been doing some changes, boop and boop, to the show in order to get the vertical stream, this doesn't matter to the horizontal, but on the vertical stream, I've been doing it, trying to get things to where people can see us and the chat. I don't know how that's going to look whenever we get 3 people on here, though. It might make us really tiny face. We'll see. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Good morning, Kelly. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing pretty good. Way better than I was last week. So, yeah.
Yes. That's right. You weren't doing good last week at all.
I was not doing good last week.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll get better.
Age.
It does. Yeah. You make me, not look forward to getting older. Thank you for that. I'm just saying.
It's just more challenging, that's all. If you like a good challenge, it's all right.
I don't. I'm not a person who enjoys a challenge. I'm quite lazy. A hill is a mountain, if you will. Let me say hi to everyone. Good morning, John Hudson. Good morning, Kinsey Rainwolf. Good morning. I hope you're having a good day. It's cold. It is cold in places. Mr. Peabody, the skeptic, is here. He was framed and Satan was following God's orders. Hashtag truth, justice for all. Jojo Freelance Cup, good morning. Says hi to Chris Mallard. That would be me. I'm not familiar with the name. Welcome to the damnation. Thank you. And Jason.
You're not familiar with Chris Mallard?
I think I've heard about him once or twice. Kind of a jerk on the internet is what I heard. No worries. Yeah, Jojo, though, good morning. Thank you for joining us. And Jason from Dragons and Genesis and all you other wonderful people. Thank you all for joining us. If you're on the vertical stream and you want to do the horizontal, it's up at the top. If you're on the horizontal and you want to do the vertical, there's a link up at the top or down the bottom, whichever. So awesome sauce. So good morning, everyone. So
you can pretty much have us any way you want us, huh?
I know. Yeah, we're kind of learning, and we're also. Let me check and see. We're also streaming over on the TikTok, and we'll be taking calls after about the first half of the hour. So let me check and see how it's going on the Talk of Ticks on TickBook. I think I screwed up and said that the other day. So I was like, TickBook, huh? Let me see. Is it working? It's working. Commented, I'm an atheist. Oh, that's something else. Let's see, is there anybody there? Is it just black screen? I am looking. I look now.
Morning, Flockmeister.
There we are. Okay, we're streaming on the TikToks. That's awesome.
Look out.
Yeah, I know.
We're moving up in the world.
I know. And Chick Magnate is here. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Miss Non Sequitur. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. It's always nice seeing you. And Randall, all you good people. So, Kelly, how you doing? Now, let me ask you, you've been doing shows. What do you got going on this week? You on Truth One? Yeah. It's just us, right?
You know what? I did something. I accepted a new position, which I probably am. I did a position of producer at Truth Wanted.
Wow.
So I'm going to be doing a bunch of that stuff this week.
Awesome.
And then I think I might be backing up on Friday. I'm not 100% positive, but I think I'm the backup host on Friday. But John the Skeptic, who's amazing and wonderful, will be the host on Friday.
I'm familiar with John the Skeptic. I've done a thing or two with him. Yeah, he's awesome. Nice guy. Cool accent.
He was down in Kentucky with us.
He was. I got to hug him. You know,
Yeah.
very handsy, though, I got to say. No, I'm kidding. Let me say hi to Sean.
He did grab my ass when he gave
did.
me a hug. So
Yes, but you asked him to, didn't you? I mean, that's just kind of...
no, I did.
There was that.
I did.
Yeah.
It was consensual.
Consider, yes, that's kind of what I wanted to... Yes, thank you. Shawnee Gothic? Ooh, Gothic TV. Sean, Gothic TV. Sean, thank you, Shawnee.
Thank you. That's a name I don't recognize, but thank you for being here.
I don't either. Thank you for being here. Yes. And Zorkroz is here, and Lancelot. Good morning, Lancelot. Thank you for joining us. Speaking of chicks, I picked up another 25 of them. The chicken ranch is increasing.
Flutter of Galahad.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's a reference to Castle Anthrax.
I don't know, to be honest. But I have to say it's been an interesting new person in the chat. Been fun. Don't let the name fool you. They're okay. That's what I was gonna say.
I got that one.
My brain was like, say it. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Yeah. So that's cool though. You're going to be doing the thing. I've got some plans I got some plans for the channel that I'm going to be doing outside of the morning show. We'll visit about that possibly sometime. I want to kind of get some things rolling, So I plan on doing some of that. And also, as I probably mentioned to everyone, I auditioned for the New Mexico Shakespeare Festival, and I got a role.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It went well. It went well. I am the person who always shoots for the top. I always want to be the lead guy. That's all the role I always go for. And anytime I don't get that, well, some people just go, you know what? I'm a what do they call it? A character actor. They're specific. Yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of my deal. And I got a mid-level role. That's a really good role. It's good. It's a good role. I dig it. And I'm happy with it. And, at first, whenever you something like that, oh, man. But, hey, I did good. I feel like I did good. And I do a play once every 2 years. All these other actors do it all the time. I was so lucky I got a role at all. I was. Pick me. I know nothing. Anyway, so that was good morning, Miss Non Sequitur over there as well. Damn show isn't the coolest way to spend money through Fridays. It is. So I feel like I did good. And I do know the role. The role is Decius Brutus. Yeah, Decius Brutus. It's a medium-ish role. And actually, because there's so many different roles, they've also taken another role and gotten rid of that role and thrown me some of the lines to my character. So I'm grateful and honored. Yeah. But essentially, there's this thing where all the conspirators get around. They go, you know what? Tomorrow we need to go do Caesar in. And this one guy steps up and goes, but wait, I don't think Caesar's going to be at the place. And somebody else says, you know what? I will make sure Caesar will be at the place. I will go get him and bring him forth. And then that person, the next scene or whatever, goes and gets Caesar and convinces him, hey, come with me. I get to be that guy. And I get to stab Caesar.
That guy? Cool.
I stab Caesar.
With your stylus?
Yes. Anyway, that's cool. Miss Rion is having a hard time with her computer. She's blessed it. She's prayed over it. Jedi mind trick. Maybe it hasn't had its morning coffee yet. Have you poured coffee in it? It sometimes works. If you're watching this,
staying on that computer.
That's right. If you're watching the vertical stream, pretty much the bottom half of the entire screen is empty. And that's for the chat, for the people who are watching who need the chat. I don't know how handy that is. I don't know what it looks good. I'm going to ask my friends who, like, once we get some rolling over on TikTok, I'll ask Miss Non Sequitur how I looked over there, what changes I should make, or if I should just go and watch Justin and see what his looks like and do mine the same way or similar, you know, the way, because they put their whole body in there and don't care what's at the bottom, you know, so we'll see. Oh man, the virtual camera is
we started doing a vertical on Truth Wanted too for YouTube mobile and TikTok. So yeah, same thing. Exactly correct. I'm trying to grow up and be one of the big boy. Unfortunately, my tech team is a little on the, you know, weak side. Get those dogs moving. Get them. I know, right? Let me see here. I'm going to try to see something. Can I do this? Will it work? Oh, man. Oh, wait. I'm going to try and see if the TikTok chat will pop up. Is it going to work or not? I'll work on that in a minute. I'll just see. It's kind of cool whenever the TikTok chat does indeed show up here. You know what I mean? With all the rest, because that's the kind of nerd I am. Larry Heggs, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Without God, it's all subjective. There is no evil, says Alex Rife. He is, by definition, good moron. You really shouldn't call your God a good moron. That's crazy. Don't do that. That's rude. Austin Sims is here. Good morning, Austin Sims. See, part of the deal is they don't, and this is something I've recently learned. There's a difference between, and I could be wrong in my phrasing, there's a difference in normal general morality, maybe would be a way to refer to it, morality, and divine command theory. Divine command theory is the one where the God, whatever it says is good, whatever it says is bad, and that's what they see as objective morality, and that's not normal morality, though, because but if that God says, kill that baby over there, and it does, then that must be good. Isn't that right? Morality subjective to God? It's subjective morality anyway. Yeah, right? That's a whole different conversation. I feel you. I was just picking one battle at a time. You know what I mean? Cool. It's all good. Yeah. So, but totally. No, I get you about the whole thing. Yeah, that's kind of my thinking. But that's the whole deal. We want to argue, the theists and I want to argue here in the chat, perhaps, that our morality this and morality that. The problem, though, is we're not arguing the same morality. They're arguing from a point of divine command theory, and we're arguing from a point of secular humanism morality, and they are not the same. They're not equal. One is Star Trek. One is, Caveman, 1999. They are not the same. It's not a Star Wars and Star Trek difference between divine command theory and divine command theory is where religion goes to die. Hashtag truth, Zarcross. I know. See, that's right. Thank you, Jason. Jason, one of these days, do you think you might have time to come on the show and do things? Visit the morning show? That would be fortuitous, I think, if Jason could do that. Biblical morality isn't morality. It's just obedience, says Jason from Dragons in Genesis podcast. If you're not subscribed to Jason, go subscribe. Yeah, I'll agree to that. It is obedience. Yeah. So, I mean, that's part of obedience through threats, right? Yeah, through coercion, through threat of violence. Absolutely. Or threat of eternal damnation, however you want to go. Yeah, you know. I was thinking eternal damnation. There's a lot of... I'm trying to get it up to where I can make sure I see Rion whenever she comes in. If the screens are too small, I can't see it. So, Red Bullbird, interesting name. What text is the true one word of God? Right? We've even talked about that on the show. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning, Red Bullbird. We've talked about that on the show, as in not only which text is correct, but you'll notice that a lot of texts vary over time going back through history. So at what point is the text correct? Is it correct, 300 AD? Is it correct 600 AD? Is it correct 1400 AD? When is it correct? And it just varies. It's all subjective from person to person to person. Do we need laws? Laws help, I think, Alex. I think, yeah, they help. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Oh, cool. You're usually free on Mondays and Tuesdays. Excellent. One of the things I'm thinking about, and we're here, we've got some people in the chat, and we will open up the phones here at the bottom of the hour. But one of the things is I want to start hosting other shows on the Atheist channel. The channel name is the Daily Atheist. This show is the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I also drop long form content, and I'd like to see about finding a couple of other hosts who would like to be interested in hosting a show regularly on this channel in the evening.
In the afternoon?
Afternoon. Yeah. Afternoon, evening. Yes, some of that business. Yes. It'll vary, right? Some of them will be evening, but I don't want to just do one, right? I want to start with one, but in the future, so we get another show up and running. Oh, here she is. We can't talk about her. I gotta say, there she is. I'm going to try to make it bigger on the screen for my people here in the thing. All right, so bear with me, my friend.
Phrasing.
Yes, I know, right? Careful, man. All right, let's see if we can get everybody on here. We'll be okay. All right, I think we can kind of got everybody on here on the horizontal, vertical. Good morning, Ryan. How are you doing?
Well, I am doing well. I just had a little issue there with my OBS, the virtual camera, for whatever reason, did not want to start up this morning. I rebooted and still don't want to, but then I got to update and then it was fine. So it must have just needed the update.
Must have. Yeah, OBS.
Yeah, one of my filters.
OBS did indeed need an update. I updated it this morning, and then it's going, hey, your extra virtual camera software isn't incompatible. You need to do some business. I was like, son of a bitch.
So you got it too? Okay.
Yeah, I had to do the thing. I yelled at it. There was lots of yelling. I was over there rocking back and forth, crying. And I was like, uninstall the virtual camera and reinstall it. And I did, and it worked. So if my makeup is a little smeared, it's just but we don't judge around here.
I was panicking. I was like, what am I going to do if I can't get that to start?
I know. Well, I'm glad you got here. I'm glad you made it. We would.
How are you? How's everybody else? Hi, Kelly.
Morning.
Good morning. Good to see you.
I'm doing good so far. Did you know Hell's Bells was here? Better than Embers here?
Well, hello. Good morning.
Oh, hi, Helen.
I know. Randall Flagg, Alex Rife, it's Hell's Bells and Lilith. Can't think of her name. Damn it. I'm bad with names. Anyway, they look. I think that's it. I think to me personally, and I apologize to either one of you if you take offense, I feel like they resemble each other a lot. I mean, especially if you don't see them together, or they just have a resemblance. And I got to be honest, and I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, my friends. I'm so sorry. I thought they were the same person until I saw them on the stream the other day. They were on the same. They're different people.
You know how those atheist content creators are. They all look alike.
That's right. That is right. We'll see. If nothing else, we just started a hell of a conversation. Oh, hey, they're both here. Oh, no. That could be bad. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all. Orion Copper says, can someone tell Ryan to stop stealing 80% of my first name? Oh, I know, right?
Uh-oh.
You're that way. She's that way. She is indeed that way. Alex Rife never said that. You're arguing with somebody. That's cool. Maybe it's just me. Miss Non-Sequitur. Okay. And I think I have the other chat going. So hopefully if the people on TikTok decide they want to say something, you guys will see it over on at least on the stream. So excellent. Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been thinking about doing. Barring, did you hear what I was saying, Miss Ryan?
No, because I was rebooting. Oh, God darn. Oh, God darn.
Telling Kelly here was that this is the Daily Atheist channel. This is the morning show on the Daily Atheist channel. And I also drop long form content in shorts. Not in public with the shorts, anyway. But what I'm considering doing is I see it about finding a couple other hosts, like The Line does, where they have a couple other hosts who have a certain topic who want to run a show, and have other, I'm trying to fix that. There it is. It's all over your face. In other words, hosting other shows, regular weekly shows on the Daily Atheist channel. Not with me as a host, stepping out of that as much as I can. But, you know, just kind of sort of like The Line, where they've got the trans show that they have once a week. What's it called? I always forget. But you know what I'm talking about.
I'm so sorry. I forget. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. You know, so they have that over there. I'd like to, you know, I just sit here, produce it, and run the show in the background and let them do their thing. And you know, it's kind of a thought I had. I'm a thinking person, according to me.
At least you think so.
At least I think so. Would strongly urge anyone to check A Lamp in the Dark, The Untold History of the Bible Full Movie, says Red Bull Bird. I've never heard of it. Transatlantic. There you go. The Transatlantic Show. That's the example, though. That's an example. We've also got the Hang Up with Matt Dillahunty. So that's a specific show over there on The Line, and you know, just kind of do. Of course, obviously, I split the thing with the people at the place and do the stuff. That's my thinking, my evil plan.
I think that will be excellent.
Yeah,
I think you'll. I mean, how are you gonna? So, what time did you say? Did you say what times exactly, or you're not sure yet? You're just gonna start to figure that out.
Here's what
I said afternoon.
Yeah, he said after. Here's what I think I'd like to do. I'd like to put the word out that I'd like to. And if we've got some hosts out there who have a show idea that they'd like to put together, I'd be willing to host it on the channel and produce it and do all the stuff in the background. You know, so that would be determined. The time would be determined by the people who, you know, whoever decided to host the show. So, you know, I don't know who would, though, but Kelly might want to host a show with somebody, you know, somebody not me.
In the afternoon.
In the afternoon, whenever. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I can see why.
That's fabulous idea.
I go to bed early. I don't want to run a lot. I mean, I don't want. Some of these people start their streams when I'm going to bed, so I'm not volunteering. Right. So Kelly, I'm with you on the afternoon part, no doubt. We missed a huge super chat. I was goofing around.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Would you like to Rion is directed at you, so you can read it.
Sure. Let me read that. I would happily read that. So Lancelot Cockblocker of, is it Galahad?
Galahad, yeah.
Okay, Galahad. Sorry, it doesn't show up here.
Much too perilous.
It's too perilous. Careful, Rion. Chris referred to you as it. You might end up in a well with some lotion in a basket. As for Kelly, yes, it's from Python. Now go away, or I shall spite you a second time. Thank you so much, Cockblocker.
Oh,
Lancelot.
Thank you, Lance. Yeah. Yes, thank you very much. We appreciate the super chat. We appreciate you. So I do have some chats. We've got conversations. We're going to hit on the topic. You know, normally we like to goof off in the morning. We're going to hit on the topic after the first break. But the topic of the show is God evil or some of that business? I know I put it somewhere. I wrote it down. It's just, man, why you hide it?
Yeah, the Christian God is evil.
Christian God is evil.
Prove me wrong.
Yes, we've talked about this before. The evil God monster of Abraham. I have an entire series. Now, some people are in the chat going, why would you call God bad or Jesus evil or any of that business? I have an entire series on my channel called the Evil God Monster of Abraham series. Go check it out. And it'll tell you why I say the God is evil. The God of the Old Testament is an evil God monster. The Christianity is a blood cult. They worship blood. They drink his blood. They worship his flesh, washed in the blood of. So there, right? She knows the words. So there are those things. Lightning Chaos. Good morning, Lightning Chaos. Says, I am Christian. I suspected based on your posts. It was just a hint, I guess. A Deviant Outcast is here. So. Ooh, okay. I am learning that when somebody sends me a message in Discord, I need to stop and go look because it's important. So bear with me. For all I know, Rion is a bad person and has done horrible things. And just let me move this out of the way so I can see. Okay, so I got you. I think that's not an emergency. I'll check. I'll associate that into my brain in a minute, Emmer. Thank you for that. Prove your God even exists first. That's a good part. Elcars, good morning. Live long and prosper. They like to pretend they're eating Christ's flesh too. That's just weird. Isn't that weird? If his flesh is the bread and his blood is the wine. What's the mayonnaise? Ooh, Abhivanav.
How many licks does it take?
To get to the center of a deity? That's an excellent question. That's a good one. I like it. I dig it. I'm picking up. Coffee Town, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Morning and from Coffee Town to my fellow heathens. Good morning. I've been filtering some caffeine from some bean all day already, as you might be able to tell from my speedy conversations. Let me catch up. Oh, hey, look at that. Good morning, everyone. I'm gonna take a quick break. We're gonna do our first break. I'm gonna catch up on the chat. We're gonna do some stuff. Whenever we come back, we'll start on the topic of the show about why God is evil, and we'll open up the lines here in a few minutes and see how all that business goes. Okay, my friends. Let me get this over here. And because we've got a lot. I want to avoid tech demons. I'm gonna take a longer commercial for this first one. So we'll be right back. Next up in the bark bank, a clergyman with a holy hustle and maybe a few unholy loopholes.
Hi, Barks. Blessings and belly rubs to you all. I'm Father Flanagan, and today I'm here seeking $50,000 for 3% of my soul-saving startup, Holy Halos, the world's first, soon-to-be, church-approved condoms. Following the ways of the Lord can be hard and often require sacrifices of the flesh. Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of Holy Halo condoms.
Hold on, Father. The church very much doesn't like condoms. How do you expect to sell these?
Well, you're right, but these aren't just any condoms. No, my furry financiers, these are permeable. But every single halo has been dipped in holy water, a divine divider between you and sin. You can finally frolic freely and still keep that sweet spot in heaven. Permeable, but dipped in holy water to keep the sin out, but let the babies in.
Let you get your stick wet without getting your stick stuck.
If you know what I mean.
Oh my! Very embarrassing every time.
So basically they don't work as condoms, but they let you get away with having sex without going to hell?
Exactly. The church gets to keep making babies, but you don't have to keep going to confession. Think of it. No more guilt, no more awkward "I'm saving myself for marriage" speeches. With Holy Halos, you can take those pray hands and turn them into lay hands.
Didn't I read that holy water is full of bacteria like E. coli? Won't this be harmful to women's health?
The words are English, but I don't understand the question.
How are you addressing the issue holy water presents for women's health?
Again, I'm not understanding.
She does that. Well, we don't get it either.
Is that mesh from a window screen?
Ah, that's a keen eye you have there, young lass. Yes. Another fine selling point, rough on the outside to increase her shame, as it should be, but soft and smooth on the inside, internally lubed and ribbed for his pleasure. We even have custom scents.
Scents? Now you have my attention. What flavors we talking? Don't pitch me that vanilla missionary nonsense, Padre.
Well, we do have virgin vanilla, but we also have miracle mint and cooing camel, and my personal favorite, sweat of the Savior.
And the Vatican, they've blessed this endeavor?
Well, not exactly. I'm still waiting on the papal decree one way or the other.
I love it, but you're asking 50 grand for only 3%. That's rough, Father, real rough.
Not running with the big dogs on this one. I'm gonna stay on the porch.
Me too. Good luck, Father. 15%.
Ouch, 15%, that's highway robbery even for the church.
Come on, Father. We're dogs. We know a bone when we see one. 10%, and we'll even bless your branding.
Look, meet me in the middle, 7%, and I'll baptize all your puppies.
7% worse for me. Father Flanagan, it looks like
Wait a second. Our producers say we have a special call-in bidder. Let's get him up on the screen. Folks, we have the guardian of the sacred fire hydrant himself.
Oh, no.
Defender of the holy tennis ball and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poops a Lot the Fifth.
Flanagan.
Yes, your poetry.
50,000 at 20%.
20%?
And you get to keep calling yourself a father.
Sold to the pup in the very fine hat.
I knew you'd see it my way.
You're very wise, your hiney. Would there be anything else?
You may leave.
Father Flanagan's line of holy halos, ultra thin, spiritually thick. Available in 3 sizes: conservative, medium, and liberal. All right, we're back. Here we go. We are back. I've gone ahead. The lines were not open. They are now on and open. Let me see what's going on in our main stage as well. Get it up here just in case somebody goes over there. Good morning.
Steve.
Okay. Hi, Steve. Good morning. Hi, Steve. Nice to have you with us. Somebody in the chat earlier, I am Jeremy, says, dang, if you guys are wrong, you are cooked. Probably the worst bet ever. Actually, my friend, you're cooked. No matter which branch of Christianity you act, all the other branches are doing it wrong, and they're all going to burn in hell. So even if you're a Christian, from your perspective, most of the other Christians are doing it wrong, and they're going to burn in hell. So you're the one who's rolling the dice. Am I the one doing it right? And that's just in Christianity. What if the Jews have it right, or what if the Muslims have it right? Where does that? The Hindus. Where does that put you, Jeremy? How do you know that not only Christianity is right, but your version of Christianity is right? Some of us are gambling, and that would be you. That's my thinking.
If you've been going to the wrong church this whole time, God's really going to be pissed at you. At least I wasn't going to the wrong place.
True. Here's a thought. I want to share something with you folks that this is a realization I'm just coming to myself. Okay, so Ryan may be able to feel this. I don't know. Islam in the channel says honor killings are associated with Islamic culture. Islam doesn't allow it. Okay. A lot of people on our side really go to that honor killing thing. But you know what I've been thinking recently and lately is that there is a center of misinformation and propaganda, which we already know is the Zionist Israel. And they're the ones who have been throwing, I'm just saying, like, I'm kind of realizing that all my life I've been falling for misinformation concerning Muslims. Not that I completely agree. I do have some issues with the religion, but I need to learn what's real and what has been put out there by people who just want to vilify them, and that sort of thing. It's exactly like what Hitler did to the Jews. It's exactly what Trump is doing to the immigrants and the trans people. It's ostracizing and vilifying a specific group of people for right-wing, conservative, authoritarian, fascist purposes. And I didn't realize that. I've been coming to the realization. If you ask Ryan, what's that?
I was about to say, you have to have somebody to get everybody angry at, right?
Yeah. Yep.
People are easier to control when they're angry.
Yeah. I've really lightened I've been working on myself whenever it comes to these things. I used to be a lot harsher. Even on the shows, I was like, you know what, son of a bitch, right here on this very show, I was like, fuck, I am this. I don't like being that, and I quit being that. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Even now, I'll still catch myself and I'll think, oh, that's a Muslim thing or that's an Islamic thing. And I'll still try to argue that with Muslims who call in, arguing from a point of ignorance of things that I learned from essentially right-wing propaganda. Anyway, moving on.
Morning, Coffee Town Atheist. I'm going to Coffee Town myself.
I know. I've been thinking about seeing if I can find us a sponsor for the morning show, a coffee sponsor, of course. That'd be the perfect sponsor. I'm a slacker. I am a slacker. That'd be great, though, wouldn't it? Because, we talk about harsh subjects every now and then. We do occasionally use a little language, but really, we're not that bad. I've seen worse shows get sponsorships. Especially if I could shut up a little more, would even be better. Yeah, you can join via Discord. There's a link down there. Islam, by the way. Alex Rye, if you have no proof, I was secular atheist. If I was a secular atheist, you rah on Big Bang. There's a lot of misinformation and misunderstanding packed into that one sentence. I appreciate your dedication to it, though.
I just saw this brand called Satan's Taint. I thought, well, like who would like get behind like an atheist channel? And I searched Satan coffee brand and Satan's Taint extra dark roast.
Oh, that would be the perfect one, huh? I need, oh my God, I need to contact them immediately. Let me make a note. Where have you been all my life? Okay, Satan's Taint. That's fantastic. Let's see, coffee sponsors. I had never heard about that. That's probably fantastic. You remember the Resident Alien, where it's like, my penis is flaccid, my rectum is tight, and my taint remains unchanged, because somebody said something about his taint was going to do something. He's like, nope, everything else is fucked up, but my taint is... That's good shit right there. All right, well, there was Satan's Taint. Even I can't forget that one. Satan's Taint.
A lovely place to be.
A lovely place to be. All right, so we do have...
I bet it tastes delicious.
Probably does. Leave with the tongue.
Probably one of the nicer places in hell.
If you had to think, yeah.
Roast beans down there.
I think what I'm going to do is I am going to bring up Muslim here. It just says Muslim in it. I can't bring them up. I'm going to send them an invitation. If they want to come up, they may. Because they're, I think, the same Muslim in the chat. Let me go here. It just says Muslim.
Is this Islam from the text chat? The YouTube chat, maybe?
Oh, maybe. Okay, if it's not, it may not be. You're right. I'm conflating the two. 1,000 apologies. Most of them in Discord. You may not be the same person. Whenever the person named Islam gets to the Discord, if they want to put up their hand, I will get them. Sorry, you know me. I filtered a lot of cannabis through this brain. So, yeah, I'll watch for them. So they can get there and they can call in now if they'd like to. Ooh, Beard of Empathy. Good morning. So, one of the things, now that we kind of covered all of those things, as we will, the topic of the show is that God is kind of an evil creature. Now, one of the things that the point that I've made, especially in like my Evil God Monster of Abraham series, is when you go look at the face of God in the Old Testament, because that's what am I wrong? I mean, as far as Christianity goes, I was raised Christian, you guys had variations of that's essentially the business, isn't it? The Old Testament's God, the New Testament's Jesus. Don't worry about Old Testament, worry about New Testament. Jesus, right? That's kind of the thing. But the Old Testament is the face of God to most of these people. Now, they don't like the Old Testament whenever you start pointing out how God actually likes killing children and having sex slaves of children. They don't like that. But whenever it comes time to throw down the 10 Commandments, they load them some 10 Commandments. Whenever it comes time to try to jam their prophet into the Old Testament to claim that he fulfilled prophecies, they sure love that Old Testament. But otherwise, they want to get rid of it. But when you go look at the face of God in the Old Testament, it is not a pretty face.
Mm-hmm. They can't get rid of the Old Testament. It's integral to Christianity, right? I mean, why did Christ die on the cross? Right, to atone for the original sin. Mm-hmm. Right?
Preach.
The eating of the fruit of knowledge in the Garden of Eden. So without the Old Testament, Christianity's dead.
Yep, that's right. That's his whole point of his sacrifice, was to get rid of the sin for blah, 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 blah. Exactly correct.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, 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 blah.
As it tends to go. I think what I'm going to do here...
Is yada, yada, yada. or blah 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 would sum it up. So
yeah, yada yada yada, yeah, etc.
that. Mm-hmm.
It's really one of those.
And so on and so forth.
Yes, I've said this so many freaking times. I just want to kind of nod my head through it. Exactly correct. Let me see here. We lost our Muslim caller, and I don't see anybody on the other thing. So we'll just rattle away, and I'll continue to engage with the chat. Kelly, while I read the chat, do you have examples of how, if somebody was to say, is God a good or evil creature? Now, if you're going by God's standards, it's obviously good. It says so. But let's say,
anything God says is good.
Right. And I want to use the word, and it's going to pain me to do so. It's going to pain me to do so. Objectively speaking, is that God creature good or evil based on what you've read? Now, obviously, your opinion is subjective, but what I mean by objectively speaking is somebody outside of their religion. For clarity, for those who are going to blow up. I can hear the veins in their forehead already. So what are your thoughts?
I think that he goes to both extremes. And I think that's a reflection of humanity in itself, because we go to both extremes. So, I mean, the God of the Old Testament did some really evil things, but he also did some really good things too. So mostly just for his chosen people, but he did do some good things. So you get, both things. It's hard to say that he's a truly evil God or he's a truly good God when he just displays the attributes of both sides. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I guess just like, you said, according to Judaism, because, they follow the Hebrew text, according to them, there's a lot of things that their God did that was good for them, that protected them. So, I mean, I don't really see that so much. I guess like sometimes maybe, yeah, but more often than not, I think homie was just messing with you and, did terrible things to you and made others punish you according to them. So, I don't think he's such a great God, but, I give that to people. But one of my favorite stories I always point to is in Numbers, where Moses goes basically back to where his family is, where his relatives are and his friends, into Midian, and kills everybody, literally just genocides everybody. It's kind of crazy.
There's a lot of that kind of crazy stuff in there.
And they don't see okay, so they kill the men, they kill the boys, and they keep the young virgins. So how come you don't see the killing of those young boys as child sacrifice? Yet you will continuously point back to some pejorative story that was made up in the Bible about obviously the people that you didn't like, just to spread lies and instigate hatred towards one another, right? Separatism. When meanwhile, you were doing that. You were doing that very same thing. So how can you consider that to be love? Why don't you consider that child sacrifice? How can any of that be considered morally good to you?
Yeah. What lens do you have to see that through and before that to be morally good?
Right.
Here's a thought, though.
Crazy lens.
A crazy lens. Here's a thought, and I really had this thought as you were talking because of something you said, which I obviously forgot because you know how I am. But if they killed the kids, the boys, they killed all these people, anybody they killed in the name of their God as they moved from place to place, would they not be considered sacrifices? But then again, they didn't do any rituals, because even I argue that there has to be a certain ritual and mechanics that go into what is a sacrifice. So no, they're not necessarily technically sacrifices. I get it. It was a good idea at the time. Yeah.
Well, I don't find that using the Bible as some kind of clarity, some moral guide to life as evidence of a God, or as a reason why I should consider you a moral person because that's what your proof is. Well, look here, I follow this thing right here. It's good. And when I point to you all the terrible, horrible, atrocious things, somehow to you, your morality is gone. No, now it's okay. Now that it's what your morality is, a sliding scale. Please explain that to me. Why is it not just always a straight line? Why is it not black and white?
Rion, when Moses did that, was that before or after the 10 Commandments?
Hold on. That is before, I believe, because that's when he gets called into Egypt, and then he gets pussied out because remember he kills that dude and he rolls out, and that's where he finds his wife in Midian. He makes all his friends and yada yada, gets up his strength, goes back to save his people, and then God's like, hey, I want you to go here and murk all those people that you just were cool with and basically saved your life when the Pharaoh was after you. Yeah, so that's how it went down.
Awesome sauce. Thank you. Thank you for the clarity. Well, the reason why I was asking, because oftentimes I use another example in that God says, do not murder, and then immediately tells his people to go kill and wipe out all these people and erase his people. I didn't realize he had also just done it. Then gives them 10 commandments telling them not to murder, and then tells them again to go. Yeah. Oopsie. Yeah.
Forgot about that one other time because there's so many, I got to check my list.
Right. Well, it's interesting now that you say it. There's so many times, so many things in the Old Testament that if you stop and look at it from outside, it's actually horrific, but they see it as good or was good to them. We could talk about David being one of the heroes of the Bible. How many people out there are named David? Now we're talking about the same man.
David.
I know how many, he killed 100 extra people. Not just 100 he needed to, but 100 extra people, and cut off the flesh of their penis to give for a bride. Isn't that
psychotic?
Right. On a level. Right.
Who was more psychotic, the one who cut off the extra 100 or the one who demanded them in the first place?
You beat me to it. That's what I'm saying. It's like a chain of command of crazy to crazy to crazy. Yeah. They name their children and their grandchildren after these people. I'm like, man, have you not read the book? Well, they have read the book through the divine command theory that whatever David did was good because God.
Yep.
It's
okay. God had chosen him, and if you're chosen, it doesn't matter that he caused harm to somebody. It doesn't matter that he had a man killed. It does not matter that he raped a woman, because at the end of the day, everything is property to God. So if God forgives you, all the other property, really. So it doesn't matter. That's a whole freaking sin thing that I just hate, that sin loophole.
Yeah.
You can get out of it as long as somebody higher above you is forgiven.
Isn't that crazy? And you can also be damned for something that somebody higher above you does. We could look at Job. Everybody beneath him except his wife was killed. Can you imagine being rocking out in the field? And not just his children, also his servants and his cattle. And people don't realize that. They think it was only 10, but actually it was more than 10. But God did that, not Satan. Anyway, but that's an example of you could be somebody who didn't have anything to do with it. Look at Canaan. No. Yeah, Canaan. Yeah, the son of Ham, right? Ham is the one who committed the sin, but Canaan was cursed to be enslaved forever. So there's that.
Right? So many instances of where there were innocent people. For sure, there were innocent people. There were children there. There were absolutely people who were innocent, but it did not matter simply because they were there when God was angry. They were deemed guilty.
I got a great example of that. Well, you want an even better and more bestest example of that? Okay. There was that time when Moses and the folks were going through the desert. And some leaders of certain tribes came to Moses and said, man, we don't think you should be the one leading your tribe. We think somebody else should be the one leading your tribe because we've been fucking stuck in the desert for 30 years now. I'm paraphrasing that last part. Anyway, and before Moses can do anything, God says, Moses, separate yourself from these people. Now, what have these people done? All they did was question Moses' leadership, and now God is going to rent them asunder. The earth comes open, they fall into it, and it chomps them. Is it just the parents, just the man who went up there and said, oh no, it's the man, the entire tribe of those people. All of them, innocent, it doesn't matter. And this is just a demonstration of God's power, of his good. Is this God good or is that evil? Which is that? Is that good or is that evil? Now, if you continue on with the story, other people in Moses' tribe go, shit, Moses, did you see that? Did you see that? And God says, Moses, separate yourself from these people. Because he didn't like that they were complaining about Moses doing what he did. So Moses starts fucking burning incense and sacrificing animals and doing everything he can. This God is not good. It is evil, and Moses knew it. He was breaking himself to sacrifice to get God to forgive them before it rent them asunder. This is their own story.
It's blood. It always comes down to blood, really. I mean, that's what the whole cutting of the penis was supposed to absolve people of, was some of the blood sacrifice. But that just continued.
It did. And something else I think about the whole circumcision thing with the thing is that you can tell me something and I might believe you, but I know you're dedicated when you're like, we see it in movies. Assassins give up a pinky. That's how you know they're dead. And this is not just John Wick. We've seen that in lots of different shows. If you're Assassin's Creed, he has to give up his ring finger. And to prove that you really believe in our God and you're not just fucking around, you need to give us your foreskin.
Oh, damn. I guess so.
Because otherwise otherwise you're just bullshitting me, as that one caller, Dairy Fiend, likes to say. They're just bullshitting us. Yeah.
Right.
Unless they're willing to give up some flesh.
I guess that's why these probably, I would assume, like the keto cult that we're all aware of is probably why they all are in on the guilty part, like the pictures and I'm gonna watch and we're all gonna do this guilty thing together. We're all guilty of it, and that kind of almost absolves everybody. Like, we've got that skin in. I'm not going to give you up because you've seen you've literally seen my skin, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, everything's on the line. I've got pictures. You've seen me do it. I've seen you do it. We've done it all together. I mean, that's kind of where my mind is going. I'm sorry if that was like kind of extra leap there, maybe for people. Sorry. Trigger warning. Too late.
We have several theists that are really active in the text chat right now. Why don't you call? Give us a call. Talk to us. Don't be afraid.
No, be afraid, but call us anyway. I got a couple of things, and like I say, we're going to go to commercial here in about 6 or 7 minutes. But I want to mention something. Sometimes I get excited. I get excited, and sometimes I'm right, and sometimes I'm wrong. I was wrong the other day. I was debating with a Christian. I want to say debating, yelling at a Christian, and we were talking about abortion. And I was going on about myself, and then he said something about personhood. I was like, did I say personhood? I'm like, bitch, did I say personhood? And I got up in his grill. Did I say? Yes, I did. Indeed, I did. If you go back and watch the video just seconds before, I did say personhood. Now, in my, if you want defense, in my mind, that's not how I see the argument, but I get it. I literally did say personhood. So I was hoping gentleman, I don't even remember his name now. Anyway, I was wrong. I like to say I'm wrong whenever I'm wrong. I was wrong. It's not bad just being wrong. Oh shit, I was wrong. When you're wrong being a jerk and a douchebag and yelling at people, that's an entirely fucking different level of wrong. And I kind of don't like to be that level of wrong. So 1,000 apologies. That's no guarantee that I won't do it again. You ignorant people in the chat. No.
Damn you.
I was wrong once in 1997.
You can't forget it because your wife keeps reminding you, huh? What is the chat about? The chat is kind of blowing up. Normally we have a pretty good chat, but man, our channel's been growing, and it's we got 2 different chats, so we've got a lot going on. We're going to take a break. I want to I'm going to put Rion on the spot here. We're going to be doing some changes on the show. Rion is going to be with us Monday, and I'm going to actually start streaming on the show again Monday, starting next week. The damn show regularly on Monday. Now, I fully encourage the Java and Jug stream to continue streaming. But Rion, I'll let you go. You're going to be joining us like Monday and Thursday, possibly, if your schedule or whatever can handle it. I'll let you.
Yeah, I can do Monday and my schedule is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, so I can do Monday and Thursday. Sorry, it's new for me, so I have to think that out.
No worries.
So those are my free days now. I probably should just write that down so I do not freaking forget it. Monday, Thursday.
Stop. Gotcha. So thank you for letting us know that. I appreciate you. That's and of course I will start streaming Monday. Now, here's the thing, and I'm totally down with this. If you, Miss Rion, if they decide to continue streaming the Java and Jugs and you would like to spend Monday with them, I would not be offended at all. Just letting that, because I know I don't know what's going on in your world. I just wanted to say.
I'll have a combo with them and see what's up, see what they want to do.
See how y'all want to do it. And because, there's more than enough people. Before this show started, I bumped over, there's like some guy named Joel or something. And there was 250 people watching his stream. So there's more than enough people out there to watch Java and Jugs and the damn show. So I would absolutely encourage them. And we don't even do the same thing. It's completely different things. So, yeah, I absolutely support them and everything. So, in all that business. Awesome sauce.
I understand. And you can't help honestly, you cannot help overlap. It just happens sometimes.
Yeah. But I appreciate the break and the understanding and, the stream into my channel to keep it from just being nothing but dead. So, Jitten says atheism is the positive claim. Stop. Your very first few words were incorrect. It's not a positive claim. You're the one making the positive claim. We're just going, That's kind of the basis of it. We're going to take a quick break. I've seen a lot of new faces in the chat. FD111 Ministries, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the damnation. You're probably not a burner. We'll be back in just a minute after we take this quick break. Do you have a loved one who's on their deathbed, but they've yet to give themselves up to the Lord?
Are you sure you don't want to come to Jesus?
No.
This is your final chance.
No. Worried they're headed to the fiery pits of hell.
Your very last chance.
No. I've been wicked and sinful. I deserve to burn in the hot place.
As you wish. Farewell, my heathen husband.
Farewell, my... Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of post-mortem baptismal kits. No more worries about being miserable alone forever. Be a good Christian and share that eternal pain and suffering with the ones you love. I'm in hell. Not as hot as I thought it'd be. Kind of feels like Houston, minus the humidity. Hello. My favorite drink crafted to perfection. Ooh, and some dank ass weed.
I can't bear to be down on my face chanting, holy, holy, holy is the Lord, every day, all day, for all eternity, by myself.
Wow, is that George Carlin? And Alan Turing, look at that. Carl say, I am so honored. You've been my hero since I was a kid. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what are you doing here? Oh, I get it. I get it. Schrodinger's heathen. Very cute, you. Very cute. That's fantastic. Oh, what is that? What is? It's holy water. Oh, it burns. No, this isn't where I want to be. Pabst Blue Ribbon and a Marlboro? No! Father Flanagan's post-mortem baptismal kit. Dead kid tested, Mother Teresa approved.
Is that the Pope and John Paul? Jim Jones and Jimmy Swaggart, huh? I can see that coming. Neil deGrasse, what are you doing? Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
Thanks, Father Flanagan.
Damn them to an eternity in heaven for only $59.99. They wouldn't appreciate it, but you'll feel better, and that's the point, isn't it? Get yours now. Your heathen loved one's time is running out.
Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. This is some bullshit. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
All right, we are back. I want to take a quick note. Good morning. I'm going to say ghost note. I think that's what it is. Says, I just joined. What is the justification of the claim that Christian God is evil? The Christians worship the God of the Old Testament through Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the Son of the Father. The Father is the Old Testament God. The God of the Old Testament is vicious, evil. Now, what we're talking about is evil from a secular humanist perspective. Obviously, if you believe in that God, then anything it says or does that is good is good. Anything that it says is bad is bad. Therefore, you would clearly disagree with us when we say it is evil, because you wouldn't see it as evil, but we as secular humanists or somebody outside of your religion would see it as evil. Did I do all that in one breath, or was that two?
That might have been one breath.
It might have been.
It's pretty solid. It's pretty, yeah.
Did I miss anything?
Might have been. I think that was pretty spot on.
I think you got it all there, yeah.
You might have got it all there.
Good thinking. Good thinking.
Oh, brother.
Good morning, Black Sheep. Black Sheep is hot. Jeremy for Life is talking to folk. I see that. William Graves, good morning. Thank you for joining us. A snake on a tree or a cross have snakes. You know, somebody in the chat earlier wanted to mention that there's some enzyme or some business that's shaped kind of like a cross. I want to make two examples. One is it, and I could be wrong about this. Always look this up. I'll never trust me. I'm just some jackass on the internet. There was a time where I believe the church refused to eat tomatoes because when you cut them in half, there's a cross in there. And so they thought they were evil or poisonous or something of that. Go look that up yourself. And there was something else. What was my other point? I forgot it because it was a lie. Anyway.
I don't know.
I know they thought tomatoes were poisonous at one time.
Right. Well, also this notion that just because something coincidentally by pareidolia happens to look like a cross, how many things in nature could you find that look like devil horns? I think you need to reconcile yourself with that. If they can find even one, just like they found the example of the cross, then they need to.
That was a key to a lot of medicine in medieval times. If it looked like the thing that it was supposed to cure, it must have cured it, right? They were like mushrooms that were good for parts of the male anatomy because they looked like that part.
Oh, my Lord.
Hematite kind of looks like a kidney, so they thought hematite was good for problems with the kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
And somebody here in the chat says, I thought they were poisonous because they're a member of the Nightshade family. There may have been somebody who thought they were poisonous because of that. Yeah, some of that business. Fun all around for the entire thing. Jesus is a Palestinian. Technically, he would be, wouldn't he? Good morning, Wodenson. Thank you for joining us. And we have a dairy friend here on the Discord who would like to speak with us. Somebody in the chat said there was a Phil Bro in the chat. If it's not Dairy Fiend, maybe Dairy Fiend and the Phil Bro in the chat could argue with each other for a while. Not on my show, of course. Good morning, Dairy Fiend.
Howdy.
How are you doing?
Good morning, Kelly, Chris, and Ryan. It's good to see y'all.
Good morning.
What's on your mind?
I gotta say, I've had the Pharaoh's Curse song stuck in my head like all week. I got the Pharaoh's Curse.
Yeah, it'll do that to you.
It's earworms me too, yeah.
It does, yes.
It's funny because, go ahead, sorry.
No, you go. I'll let you go. Carry on.
You know, when I was a kid, this is like a dot that like I connected just now as a 27-year-old adult. But like,
okay.
I've never revisited the Abram and Sarai story and going into Egypt. But I remember when I was a kid studying that.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I absolutely did not. I was trying to put up the banner with his name on it. There we go. In a minute, it'll kick us over to this thing, and I will for those of you who like that song, I'll play it at the bottom of the hour.
I got no audio.
Okay, you talk. I got you. No, it's my fault. The commercial does that on purpose whenever it turns us off. There you go. Can you hear us now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. That does it automatically with the commercial. Sorry about that. So you were saying, I did not mean to hit the.
I don't mind. I love that song. Yeah, I never realized why it was that, like, he said she was my sister. Like, it was all kind of like, I don't know, glossed over. But it was like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why is he afraid? I mean, I guess, like, in my kid brain, it was like, okay, so he's worried that, like, they would murder him if he was her husband so that they could steal her and make her their wife. But if he's the brother, maybe they'll let him live. Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
But then, like, the whole Pharaoh being cursed thing and giving it back, like, that's just, like, a miracle of God, right? That's just, like, you know, magic and curses. But I never really thought about it in the sense that, like, magical language was the way that the ancient world, like, spoke about how to make sense of events. They were still describing real phenomena, right? They were just attributing it to the acts of God. So, like, that curse you mentioned when you were having that conversation with that one caller, Pharaoh saying, my whole family is cursed. I was like, holy shit, it's an STD.
He even says because of her.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Ryan, did you come up with this? Did you figure this out?
On my own, probably, but other people have found this out long before me. It's not, I'm sure I can't have come up with this on my own. Well, Ryan had some look on her face like she was going to say something.
No. I was just going to say, no, I did not.
Yeah. So I thought that, yeah. There are a lot of times that they did claim things back then that we would see now as modern illnesses or something that they attributed to other things. I recently heard about, and we've talked about this on the show, that it's possible the people who were traveling with Moses, if they were, right? We know this isn't true. But anyway, they could have gotten infected with a worm that will eventually sprout out your leg. It loves thigh meat. It'll sprout out your leg. It's about 1 meter long. And that could be the serpents that went and stung the Israelites or the Hebrews as they were going to whenever they were complaining about the food and the manna they were getting. That's something
Who's to say, but attributing it to something more
realistic.
Supernatural.
They were
God.
there.
Like, oh, it was a punishment. We did this, and now this is the result. Cause effect.
Yeah. Exactly right. Well, they did have those things in that area at the time. So it's, isn't there chapter 16 of the Old Testament? You'll get there soon. If you go check this one out of the Old Testament chapter of Genesis, go to chapter 16 of Genesis, maybe 17. God comes to Abraham in a vision, and then in physical form goes between Abraham's cut up sacrifices of animals and sets them on fire. He comes and makes lots of promises to Abraham, and none of them come true. This God of the Bible, you would think the people who were writing the things 400 years later or whatever they was, you would think they go, oh yeah, we're supposed to have this land and this, but they didn't. So go look and you'll see that that's a perfect example of how this God creature comes along in somebody's vision. In their head. It even says the Lord came to him in a vision. At the time, they had cannabis and various other hallucinogens in the region. Which is more likely? The dude got some hallucinogen of some fashion, or the almighty creator of everything appeared before him as a flame and demanded that he cut his animals in half and put them in a circle.
That's the exact question.
Got over some rye bread miracle.
Would you say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I talked over you. My bad.
Oh, no, you're good. I wanted to hear what you had to say.
No, I just said he probably got a hold of something rye with air got on it. But what did you say?
The moldy bread. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
It's like the philosopher David Hume and Christopher Hitchens also echoed that question brilliantly. Yeah. He said something to the effect of, what's the greater miracle that, water can turn into wine and dead men can come back to earth, or that or a virgin girl can get pregnant, or that a little Jewish girl will be dead. And it's like, you kind of have to weigh what's the greater miracle.
Which
but
one?
on topic with the question, you already gave a great one, because I guess a Christian would respond to your critique by saying, well, no, actually, Christ and Christianity and Christendom is like the fulfillment of Abraham's promises, and like we are all technically his children in spirit, and like we inherit the earth. That's the way I was taught growing up anyway. It's like, Abraham was promised all the nations, and now look, Christianity gets spread to every nation. So
Well, I think go check out the chapter. He's talking very specifically about Abraham and his children.
Genesis 16, yeah, I have it.
Yeah.
But on topic more, I wanted to ask, what is the most evil thing that God has done in your eyes, or what is the thing that makes God evil?
I'll go last. I have a list.
Okay.
My list. You want me to go first? What makes God evil? Oh, so sorry, you guys. Don't judge
Kelly's
me.
writing something. Kelly's writing something down. He's got something cooking.
Yeah.
No, there are so many people in the chat, theists in the chat, that are trying to make a point, and I don't know why they're not calling us to really get their point across. You're going to reach a lot more people if you call us than you're going to get just texting in the chat. So call us, give us a call, reach more people, get that word out there that you want to spread.
Yeah. Ryan,
yeah. I posted a side chat here, evilbible.com. If you ever heard of this resource, it's a great one.
Oh, really? I hadn't heard of it.
It just writes down every evil thing that's ever happened in the Bible.
That's cool.
Oh, cool.
It's just one guy's project, yeah. But he's sick and tired of this argument that like God is good or God is holy, and like, I've already spoken to you about this, but I believe that if you say God is good, you collapse moral distinctions entirely. You remove your own moral judgment from the equation. You can't even coherently call anything good or evil. For me, the biggest candidates are, and the ones that really gave me trouble when I was a believer, when I started putting the pieces together, were number one, infant damnation. So we believe life begins at conception, because we're pro-life, and we also believe in original sin, right? That every human inherits man's sinful nature, which means, and this is my argument, is like everyone deserves to go to hell, and it's this great mercy that Jesus is rescuing us from this fate. We were always going to go to hell, and it's only by God's grace that we're saved. But that means that, like, especially when you factor in abortions, not to get too dark or anything, but like, billions and billions and billions of souls are being manufactured straight to hell. They're just on a pipeline to hell. And there's no chance for them to hear salvation. And it's like, we come up with these ad hoc explanations, like the age of, like, what, I forget even what it is, like the age of accountability, I think they call it.
Yeah.
But none of that's biblical. And it's just kind of like, well, you just have to have faith that the infants aren't going to hell, that God is just. But it's like, but God is willing to damn me for like such little.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do I have faith in any of it? And the second thing is thought crime. Adam and Eve didn't sin when they took the first bite. They sinned when they thought about eating the apple, when they considered it, because of what Jesus said. If any man looks at a woman with lust in his heart, he has committed adultery with her in his heart. If any man looks with hatred on his brother, he has committed murder in his heart, because, all have sinned. And Paul expounds on this, that the law was meant to show us that we were so sinful that, like, we can never even hope to fulfill it, that it was obviously an impossible law to fulfill, which is ludicrous, because, the Jewish legal authorities had perfect, or supposedly, right? But that means that it was a completely rigged game, that the Garden of Eden was never meant to be permanent, that we were always intended to sin, because even entertaining the idea of biting the forbidden fruit of the knowledge of good and evil is enough to induce sin nature under our theology. So that was like, that's it. GG's. God is evil. God wanted us to fall and suffer.
Yes, I still wanted to hear what. Well, I mean, there's other reasons why God is evil. I just wanted to know. Did you have anything specific, Ryan, as to why you thought God was evil?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I just think that. Again, I always refer back to, as a parent, I think that, of course, what you say is the law. I get that. You make the rules in your household. But I do also believe that you have to have conversations. You have to have compassion. You have to have compromise. And I think that's with every relationship. And there is just none of that with God. There is no forethought. There is no planning. It's knee-jerk decisions. There is no preparation. Again, it's just always like, oh, shoot, something bad happened now. Well, I've got to just do a reset, and that's how I fix things. Like, what parent ever does that kind of thing with their child? Is that how you fix things? You just, well, you know what? Hey, let's just do this the Job style and murk all of my kids and start over because, that's how we do it around here. Like, no, there's nothing about that God as far as I can see, and I don't believe in him, but that could be really considered good when all of the bad outweighs anything that you could say is like, tiny bit, like a minuscule, like okay kind of good. That's it for me. It's just, he's cruel, and he's intentionally cruel. He doesn't want to educate and teach lessons, right? He wants to not only like let you like put your hand on the stove, he wants to hold your hand on the stove. Like he wants to make sure it hurts, like, hey, like, oh, I get it. Like, you want your kid to learn, but no, I want to make you learn. That's just his attitude.
He wants to drown 1 million innocent babies. I mean,
everybody's got to go.
Right there in and of itself is evil, right? You need to go any farther than that, right? Yeah. And that's one of the good stories from the Bible.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Derry Fiend, for calling us and telling us why you thought the God of the Bible is evil. I couldn't disagree with you that the God of the Bible is evil. My point and my thinking. But anyway, I appreciate you. Thank you for getting on here.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for the call.
Thanks for the show, as always.
I appreciate you. Stand safely, my friend. Take care. We do have another caller, and actually somebody got on the line. The reason why I was a little distracted, somebody said the link wasn't working. They were mistaken. It is working, and we have a caller on the phone. What?
I was like, I had a feeling they were mistaken. I had a feeling it was just Allah keeping them from calling us.
Yeah. It does. Well, we have somebody that says Michael, and Michael has a quick question about God answering or fulfilling the promises that he made to Abraham. Good morning, Michael. What are your thoughts?
Yes. So I was, just learned about you guys' live stream, and
thank you.
I heard you say that God did not actually fulfill the promises that he made to Abraham in Genesis 15. I know you said Genesis 16, but it's actually in Genesis 15. So I was trying to see, where did you come to that conclusion that God did not answer the promises that he made to Abraham?
Okay. In that chapter, go read what God promises to Abraham and his descendants.
Okay.
And then you, my friend, don't listen to me. You yourself, go look and see if throughout history, his descendants ever owned all that land. Especially he said 400 years from now, your descendants will own this land. Go look for yourself, my friend. Don't trust me, but I have done the looking, and they have not. They own some of it. At some points throughout all of history, they've owned kind of a lot of it, but never all of it. Okay. And certainly not at the point whenever God, the Lord, told him it would. So that's my thinking. Go check it out.
Okay. I mean, so even if, so I know that because I've read the Bible and I actually study it, and I'm a strong, believer in the Lord Jesus Christ.
Okay.
He was promised numerous descendants, which that became true because, a great nation. And then the promised land, like you said, that they were in the land, and then blessing to all nations, that came through Jesus Christ. And so we know that the gospel, which is preached to all nations, because before it was just preached to, Israel and just for the Jews. But the Gentiles, those who, don't believe, now they're able to come into the faith as well. Right. So that's
well, wait. I just want to answer that real quick. Jesus was not around. Jesus was not around. He was not around whenever those people were, whenever they were supposed to have gotten that land that was promised to the descendants of Abram. Jesus hadn't happened yet.
Well, yeah, we know that. Okay. So, for example, so let's say that somebody is promising you like a contract, right? Mm-hmm. Everything does not have to be fulfilled in that moment. Sometimes things are fulfilled, later on. Even like for football, right? You may get some bonuses or some incentives, right? But those things happen later on. So if you're looking for it to all happen at once, then that's just not, being fair.
Thank you.
Towards, right?
Well, no, you're right, man. You're absolutely right. You're right. I didn't actually expect it to happen all at once. The Lord specifically says 400 years from now. That's the contract. I didn't make it. The Lord made it. And as far as the whole later on, so you yourself, that's why I'm telling you, you yourself go look. Go find out. Don't trust me. Go look for yourself.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look again another question.
Actually, I did a video on it. Briefly. Yeah, chapter 16, probably whichever chapter you said it was, 15 or 16 of the Evil God Monster of Abraham series. You could probably start at episode 1, chapter 1 of Genesis. But just you do you.
Okay. Yes, sir. And another quick question. You were saying something about God condemning babies to hell or something like that. Is that what you believe?
Me? Or who? So who said that?
Somebody. I just heard that briefly, that God was, condemning babies to hell.
The previous caller had mentioned it with something, but I don't know what it was.
I did say God killed millions of innocent babies. Drowned millions of innocent babies.
Well, there would be
maybe that during the flood about. Yeah.
Well, there are numerous times throughout the Bible where God tells his people, for example, Moses, to go from point A to point B and kill everyone between point A and point B, including the children. Sometimes he says, keep the female children for yourself as sex slaves. Again, go check this out. This is in Exodus.
Yeah. So quick question. What were those people doing? Were they sacrificing their babies to God?
Well, no, that's the problem. They weren't sacrificing them to God. And had they been sacrificing them to God, that would have been okay. But they were sacrificing them to Moloch instead of God.
And I didn't say anything about the parents. I'm talking about the babies themselves.
Right. Yeah.
The babies themselves. They didn't have any control over what their parents were doing. Those babies were innocent.
That's true. And whenever you tell them to go...
It doesn't matter who their parents were worshiping. A 6-month-old, a 9-month-old, a 2-year-old baby has no bearing over what their parents were worshiping.
So I think the justification is that God told them to listen. Those people over there are sacrificing their children to Moloch, so go kill them all, including their young children.
Okay, so can I ask you a quick question?
Another one. Okay? Yes.
Yeah, so I believe that the reason why the Lord did that was because to eradicate the evil, because usually when things happen like that, those children, the ones who were not sacrificed, they would continue the tradition of sacrificing to gods. Like even today, there is children sacrifice.
Oh, really? You really?
Yeah, we should kill them kids.
Wait,
you gotta kill them kids.
Do you really
that
think
stuff still
that you
happens.
can't
I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, you got to.
Is actually.
Do you really think you can't teach a 2-year-old to not kill? Seriously.
Okay, all right.
That's a serious question. Do you think that you can't teach a 2-year-old to not kill? Because your whole premise relies on that.
But sir, in that nation, those people, this was something of a tradition.
There was no nation. It was eradicated.
Because they were worshiping other gods. So like,
but the nation was gone. It was eradicated. That nation was no longer there. It was eradicated. And you can teach a 2-year-old to not kill. You can raise a 2-year-old up to be a better person. You can even raise a 2-year-old whose parents were worshiping Moloch to never even know who Moloch was. There's no reason to kill an innocent baby.
And if I may, just briefly, Ryan looks like she's talking. I want to mention it. Why did he have to do that anyway? Why couldn't God have put it in their hearts for the people who were worshiping Moloch to move to another land safely, or to not sacrifice their children to Moloch, or whatever? There could have been a peaceful way out of it, but no, God was like, go kill them all. Now, I do want to mention at different points, sometimes God was like, go kill them all. Cattle, don't take anything. Don't take a single seed. Other times he was like, kill them all. Kill all the men, the women, the male children, and all the female children who have known a man. So they were willing. He was willing to tell you to keep a child. So this notion to kill everybody because parents sacrifice children to Moloch, you're going to kill every 9-year-old, every 10-year-old. You're going to why? That's the God of love.
Just sit back for a minute and think about what you're doing. You are justifying the killing of innocent babies.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the thing is with this, and I've learned, and because I'm actually about to ask you a question as well, but I've learned to look deeper and to look at the context of certain things like why. So let me ask you a question. Do you believe that God is omniscient in totality, meaning that there's nothing that he doesn't know? And
I don't believe God exists.
You talking to me? I think you're calling the wrong show.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that something that you believe or were taught?
No, of course not. Oh, well, that's a whole different ball of wax, man. We're going down a whole different ball of wax. Right now, though, the matter at hand. Here's the matter at hand. You are trying to justify infanticide, child rape, and what is the other one? Genocide. That's what you're trying to justify in the name of your God. You're working really hard to do it, to justify how these people were so bad that they must have been killed, every one of them. But really, were they that bad?
They were so bad that the 6-month-old babies had to be killed because they couldn't be taught otherwise.
And there was no other way.
That's how evil and bad they were.
Yeah, and there was no other way to get them to move. I remember actually God didn't God put it in Pharaoh's heart?
I was just going to say that.
He could have put it in
I was just going to say,
heart.
God changed Pharaoh's heart.
Yeah. And why didn't he just appear to these people and show them that he was more powerful than Moloch and stop them from sacrificing their children to Moloch and start sacrificing them to him, which is what he wanted at the time? Why didn't he do that? Any of these? There's so many peaceful things he could have done. But no, go kill every man, woman, and child. This is the face of your God, my brother.
That's because Yahweh was the God of child sacrifice.
What do you mean God put it in Pharaoh's heart? Can you explain that?
Yes. If you go read your Bible, Pharaoh was going to release Moses and his people. He was going to release the Jews, but God hardened his heart. And go look up, and whenever God says the reason why he's hardened Pharaoh's heart was so he could show the people of Egypt his true nature, which is 10 fucking plagues. So you go reconcile that with yourself. Okay, go read it. Go read it.
Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, the interpretation of it, because you don't even know that Pharaoh's heart was already hardened.
No, it specifically says God.
By what it says in your Bible,
have you not read your Bible? Have you not read your Bible?
Yeah, well, that's what it says in your Bible.
It literally says God hardened his heart. It didn't say somebody come along and hardened his heart. It didn't say Pharaoh's heart got magically hardened. It said God hardened his heart. And then go look at why he hardened his heart. Go look. Go look for yourself. We're going to take a break here in just a second. Do you have any final words, Michael, for this conversation? I wouldn't mind if you call back because you are fun. Wrong, but fun.
I'll just wait till the break, and then I'll ask you guys another question.
No, we're done with you for today. I was trying to be subtle. You don't do subtle, do you?
All right.
I appreciate you, Michael. It's been a good conversation, man. But I tell you what, Rather than gish galloping from, let me ask you a question, 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 rather than doing that, why don't you go actually look up the shit I've already told you about? Go look it up. Go find out that I'm right. And if I'm right and what I've said is true, how does that make you feel? I'd like to know. Come back and tell us that. But otherwise, we're going to go to a break. I appreciate you. Go ahead.
And think about what you're actually doing here, that you are actually trying to justify the killing of innocent children.
Yes.
You are actually trying to justify that.
Pissing yourself in a ball.
Just think about that.
All right. We are off to commercial. Thank you for that, guys. Let's see what we've got here. Did I fat finger it? No, I did not. I did not fat finger it. Let's do the pup today.
Flanagan!
Yes, sir. Very disturbing, I know.
Fetch me Father Flanagan.
Your Highness.
You are in the presence of His Holiness, the Puppius Maximus, guardian of the sacred fire hydrant, defender of the holy tennis ball, and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poopsalot the Fifth.
Your Popedom. I heard you have a bone to pick with me.
Condoms, Father Flanagan?
No, thank you. I've got plenty.
That's what I mean. Why are you selling condoms?
Oh, you mean our Faro Sombrero line of condoms. Understood.
You know how we feel about those around here.
Well, they're not to be used by the Catholics, of course.
Not for Catholics?
No, they're part of our Sinner Gonna Sin lack of faith outreach program.
Sinner gonna what?
It's like getting the tithe, but from the heretics and the heathens and the atheists.
Oh, well, when you put it like that.
But, Your Highness, this will reflect very poorly on the church.
True. You know what this means, Flanagan?
Warning label, a warning label on the box, not for Catholics in big letters.
Too subtle.
Instant purgatory if used by Catholics.
I like it. Divine branding.
Excellent, Your Popedom. Will there be anything else?
That will be all. You may leave.
Migraines. We're back. And here we are. We are back. That was a surprise to me. I hope I didn't get caught in the middle of swearing about my headache. But I may have. Good morning, everyone. So thank you all for joining us back. There's been quite a lot going on in the chat. You fantastic people are doing fantastic people stuff, and you jerks are being jerk stuff. On par for the day. Playmakers in the faith. Playmakers in the faith. An interesting name. That's interesting. The crazy part about all of this is that everyone will die one day, and there is nothing you can do to stop it so far, but we're working on that. You breathe because God says so. Which God? Yet you curse him with every breath he gives you. Crazy. That is crazy. It is crazy. I mean, Chris put it up before you even heard the news. What did I put up before I heard the news? Oh, the Father Flanagan. Oh, if they're talking about the Pope and the pup commercial, let me tell you the story, my friends, real quick, before we bring up Mike. Anyway, I had this funny thought. As you know, I do these commercials. So I wrote it, I filmed it, I directed, I cut it. There's green screen. There's all kinds of shit. It took me weeks to get that commercial ready. I scheduled it for like 3 days. I was finished on a Friday. I scheduled it to drop on Monday. I woke up that Monday and the Pope had passed away. I didn't plan it. Some people are in this chat assuming I'm some sort of crass douchebag. I didn't plan it. I will, however, if it makes you feel any better, tell you that it did nothing for the views. I got like 130 views. That was it. You'd think, I mean, you could not get better. You just couldn't get better social sentiment going on. And I don't know. Anyway, let's bring up Michael and see what Michael. Yeah, I was prophesying. That's right. Ooh, I did it. My dogs did it. Let's see what Michael has to say. Mike. This is Mike. Good morning, Mike. How are you doing today?
Morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning. How are you doing?
So far, so good.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you got for us?
Actually, my name is Joe. That's my real name. My name is not Mike. And to start off, I am in chat. I'm the guy who said he was working and couldn't call in, so I am called in now because I got off my conference call. So I expect an apology from all the mockers in chat who said I would never call in.
Okay. Well, you got to give him that. He did indeed call in. Yeah.
So here I am.
There you are. Good morning. Are you a Christian? Are you over 18?
I am a Christian. Yep.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce.
Okay. What is it that convinced you of the validity of Christianity?
Well, there's a lot of things. I mean, this is a subject that is, it can't be solved in a 2-minute, or an hour chat. But there's several things I'd like to bring up. If we're just going to talk about the existence of God or intelligent design, I do have a couple points that I could bring up, and we can talk about that. Or if you guys want to talk about the Christian God is evil, I could address probably some of the things you guys have been talking about with regard to that too. So whatever you guys want to, wherever you want to go.
I'd rather hear what actually convinced you. I mean, was it seriously like 2 hours worth of talking that convinced you? You can't boil it down to one sentence for us?
Well, it's a lifetime of, I'm 60, I'll be 64 years old in, 4 months. So it's a lifetime of, existence, I guess.
Gotcha.
That convinced me. And the scientific argument, are you guys familiar? You're probably familiar with the Kalam argument?
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that scientific, but yes.
Yeah.
Summarize everything that begins to exist has a cause. The universe began to exist, therefore the universe.
That's actually not true. That's actually not true, because we know on a quantum level, because of indefinite causal order, that a cause and effect are superpositional. You can actually have an effect without a cause and a cause without an effect.
No one has ever observed anything existing without having a cause. Have you ever observed anything?
Yes, we have. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Without a cause?
Yes, we have. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is something.
Name it.
This is something. I just did. Indefinite causal order. Go look it up. This is new science.
Yeah, I went ahead and muted him.
You theists have to keep up with science.
Okay.
Right?
So give that again so he can write it down. I went ahead and muted him just because you were trying to answer him. He's like, answer, and you're trying to talk to him. So go ahead and one more time so he can write it down and go look it up before I unmute him.
Indefinite causal order, ICO. It's a quantum effect that shows us that cause and effect are superpositional.
Look that up.
The cause can happen before the effect and vice versa.
Okay. And so thank you for that. Now I'm going to unmute him real quick. And yes.
What? Sorry. When have you observed that happen?
Well, that's why we just gave it to you, brother, so you could go look it up. Don't trust us. We're just jackasses on the internet. Go look it up.
Okay. Say that again. What was it called? Indefinite causal order?
Indefinite causal order, ICO.
Definite causal. Okay. I don't even know what it is.
I don't either. I need to look it up myself.
I know you don't. That's why I'm trying to tell you. You should go look it up because it contradicts what you are saying.
Hold on a second.
It shows us that an effect doesn't need a cause.
Yeah.
Quantum phenomenon where the temporal sequence of events is not fixed, existing instead in a quantum Has anybody observed this?
Well, keep reading.
Well, like I said,
I don't know.
As I said before, this is a subject that we're talking about that, it depending on where you go with it, I would have to spend, a week studying this. Okay, so I'm looking at it now. We're talking about, quantum mechanics. You've never observed anything in quantum mechanics. So don't even bring it up. You've never observed it.
You've never observed God do anything. Don't bring it up.
Wait, Mike.
No.
If we're going to go that route,
you're not letting me finish.
Don't bring it up. You have never actually observed God, so don't bring it up.
Yeah.
If that's the argument we're going to use in the line of logic we're going to walk down.
Right.
Let's go both ways with it.
Right. And if we're going to do the whole Kalam argument is like third grade level stuff, man. We do this all the time on the show. Oh, yes, the universe needs a cause. Everything needs a cause. Why? What caused your creator? My creator doesn't need a cause. Well, fuck, dude, you just said everything needs a cause. No, Mike, we're not doing it. I'm gonna give you just like a last word so you can say something, and I'm done with this one.
You guys have interrupted me the entire time.
All right, well, go ahead.
Okay. So you guys agree life comes from life, right?
No.
Does life come from life? You came from your parents, they came from their parents, they came from their parents, and so on and so on. You can't deny that.
Okay.
That all right, listen, that is not the same as abiogenesis.
Let me finish. Don't interrupt me. Let me finish my point, okay?
You asked me a fucking question. You asked me a question. I'm done with you. You asked me a question, I responded to you. So you're going away, and you're going away now. So I can actually say, fuck off. You're not going to yell at me on my show. I do the yelling around this motherfucker. What an ignorant moron. Did I say that out loud? Rion told me not to say those things about people, no matter how true they are. Oh my God.
How dare you?
Yes. And then the whole deal, we're going to shut up so I can talk. Now let me presume for you what you think. Would you agree with me? Remember that one guy called the other day? Would you agree with me that would you agree with me that he was trying to box me in about babies or persons from, I'm like, dude, I ain't falling for that shit. You try to know this whole, yes, I did come from my parents. Now you've got me agreeing that life comes from life, and you've won your argument. That's fucking ignorant. That's not even abiogenesis. Abiogenesis is a scientific field. You should go check it out. And what happens, my ignorant friend? What happens the day they go, oh, look, we've proven abiogenesis. We've got evidence right here. You can scientifically reproduce it in your own fucking house. What do? Does your God disappear? I mean, what happens? What happens whenever they actually demonstrate over and over again, scientifically proven that effect can come before cause? As based in what happens? What happens to your God? Does it disappear? You need to go reconcile yourself with these things.
Do some research.
Did I leave anything unsaid?
When he just got his major concept was just blown out of the water by the indefinite causal order, and then it was just downhill for him from that point.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you personally see it, Kelly? Did you personally see it, Kelly? Did you personally see it? What the fuck?
Kelly, name it. Name it.
I'm sorry that science is advancing faster than you understand. You know, that's something that I've encountered a lot with Christians that use scientific arguments, is that they're still lost in like 1920 science. You know, they're using some of the same arguments against, or not using some of the exact same arguments that were being used against Darwin in 1880. And it's just stuff that's like so outdated now that we've already found all the answers to it. It's just, and they're still stuck in it, right? It blows me away. It blows me away.
And what happens when these things are discovered? Well, what happens? What happens? Does your God disappear?
What happens is that area where God is hiding gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
I predict one day their God will live behind the Big Bang, because that's the only place we really can't ever go and prove anything, right? So he'll live back there where this Kalam guy. But how many times? I mean, Jesus, man. Anyway, Michael is calling again, and another question about, no, I'm not going to do it. Not today. I'm over it today. Yeah, thank you very much. Well, we're almost done. We got like 5 minutes left, and we'll be 4 minutes into it, and I got another question. But I mean, did you go look up all the things we talked about before? Did you look up how the Pharaoh actually did, the God did harden the Pharaoh's heart specifically so he could reveal himself to the people? What was that revelation? Did you look that up, Michael, before you decided to call me back? I bet you didn't. Anyway, man, it's been busy. Now let me ask you. Good morning, XNEall. Cool, nice to meet you. Interesting name. Tripolar disorder. Wow, look at all you going on.
I would encourage you. You were saying it's going to take you a couple hours to understand it. I would encourage you to take that couple hours and call back. when you have a better understanding of it. I mean, I'd love to have that conversation with you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Call him over on Truth Wanted, or tell him what other shows you do, Kelly.
Yeah, I'm on Truth Wanted on Fridays. I won't be on this Friday. I'll be on next Friday, though.
There you go. So Truth Wanted.
And I'm here on Tuesdays. So, I get around. I don't have anything scheduled right now, but I get around. So.
Yep. Let me ask you,
and you know what? I might even be doing an afternoon show on this network.
Possibly. Maybe. That sounds like a plan. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Good morning, Kelly Shearer. Thank you for joining us. Christian said that Isaac Newton was devout Christian and he discovered gravity. Yes, that's a great point. Real quick, Shashiri Begat. Isaac Newton was a genius. He discovered gravity way back in the 1700s. Just stupid smart. He also studied the Bible looking for codes, messages, anything, and he found nothing. The same man who was brilliant and wrote The Principle of Physics found nothing in the Bible. He was dedicated. He was loyal. He wanted to find something, and yet he found nothing. Go look that up.
He also studied alchemy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, true. Ryan, when are you going to start? When is your schedule change? You going to be here tomorrow? Is it going to be next week? Or when do you plan on doing that?
Next week.
Starting next week. Okay.
So
and
this week is normal.
Awesome. As normal as we get.
There you go.
True enough. True enough. All right. Well, I appreciate you all.
Go
ahead.
Sorry, I was responding to Ambushed Apostate. Thank you, I am.
Oh,
good morning.
Good morning, Ambushed Apostate. Thank you, Seth. I hope you're doing great. There's been a lot of people in chat. Well, sorry if I missed shouting out to any of you. We got some super chats I want to reread real quick before I let y'all go. It's Lancelot Cockblocker of Galahad. That's like a haiku. Careful, Ryan. Chris referred to you as it. I don't remember doing that. I certainly didn't do it on purpose in front of her. Anyway, you might end up in a well with some lotion in a basket. As for Kelly, yes, it's from Monty Python. Now go away or I shall spite you a second time. That's what you shall. Thank you very much for the super chat. We appreciate you and all the super chats. Yep. So, guys, I very much appreciate you. Michael, if you're still watching, call back tomorrow. I mean, you see, the show is still over. You'd still be asking questions, dude. So, I appreciate you all. Send safely, my friends. I got to take my dogs to the vet. So, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah. Yep.
Thanks for having me again. Have a great day, guys.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booths, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff